Now we will study one important theorem whose name is inscribed angle theorem. In figure, O is the center. Here O is the center of this circle. Angle ABC is inscribed in arc ABC. This is angle ABC. This is arc ABC. So angle ABC is inscribed in arc ABC. Angle ABC intercept arc AXC of the circle. This is angle ABC. This is arc AXC. So angle ABC intercept the arc AXC. The measure of an inscribed angle is half the measure of the arc intercepted by it. Means angle ABC is equal to 1/2 measure arc AXC. This is angle ABC is equal to 1/2 measure arc AXC. If measure of arc AXC is 100, then measure of angle ABC will be half of that, that is 50. Now we will study some corollaries of inscribed angle theorem. The first corollary is angles inscribed in the same arc are congruent. Now here angle AXB and angle AYB, these two angles are inscribed in the arc AXB. Now angle AXB is congruent with angle AYB. Both these angles will be congruent with each other. Now we will see second corollary. It states that angle inscribed in a semicircle is a right angle. Now in the figure, O is the center, segment PR is diameter, and angle PQR is inscribed in semicircle PQR. So this corollary states that measure angle PQR is 90. This will be 90 degrees. Previously we have studied different types of quadrilateral. Now we will see cyclic quadrilateral. A quadrilateral with all its vertices on a circle is called a cyclic quadrilateral. In case of quadrilateral A, B, C, D, point A, point B, point C and point D are its vertices which lie on a same circle. So quadrilateral ABCD is cyclic. A, B, C, D is a cyclic quadrilateral. Now we will study one theorem related to cyclic quadrilateral. The theorem is the opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral are supplementary. Here angle A and angle C are opposite angles, as well as angle B and angle D are opposite angles. So measure of angle A plus measure of angle C is 180 degrees. Similarly, measure of angle B plus measure of angle D is 180 degrees. Now we will see corollary of cyclic quadrilateral theorem. An exterior angle of a cyclic quadrilateral is congruent to the angle opposite to its adjacent interior angles. Now in figure, quadrilateral ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral. Angle DCE is its exterior angle because it makes a linear pair with this interior angle. Now adjacent interior angle is angle DCB, and opposite angle of this angle DCB is angle A. So angle A and angle DCE will be congruent. Angle DC is congruent with angle BAD. Now we will see converse of cyclic quadrilateral theorem. If a pair of opposite angles of a quadrilateral is supplementary, then the quadrilateral is cyclic. If measure of angle P plus measure of angle R is 180, then PQRS is cyclic. Now let us see next theorem. If a line joining two distinct points subtends congruent angles at two other points lying on the same side of the line containing the points, then the 4 points lie on the same circle. Now in this figure, line AD is shown. Point B and point C lie on the upper side of the line AD, and angle ABD is congruent with angle ACD. So point A, B, C and D lie on the same circle. A, B, C, D lie on the one circle. In short, quadrilateral ABCD is cyclic. Now let us study some properties of circle. In the figure, O is the center, chord CD and chord AB intersect each other in the interior at point E. Angle AEC is equal to 1 half major arc AC plus major arc DB. This is arc AC, this is arc DB. Now let us go for second property of circle. In the figure, chord DB and chord EC after extending intersect at point A. Point A lies in the exterior of the circle. So angle DAE is equal to 1 half major arc DE minus major arc BC. This is arc DE, this is arc BC. Now let us solve some examples. Example 1. In the figure, quadrilateral PQRS is cyclic. PQRS. Side PQ is congruent with side RQ. This is side PQ, this is side RQ. Angle PSR is 110. PSR is 110. So first of all we have to find out measurement of angle PQR. PQR is over here. Let us start. Quadrilateral PQRS is cyclic. RS. Angle PSR plus angle PQR is 180. PSR plus PQR is 180. Reason is opposite angles of cyclic quadrilateral. Now measure of angle PSR is 110 plus angle PQR is 180. So angle PQR is 180 minus 110 is equal to 70 degrees. So measure of angle PQR is 70 degrees. Second sub question. Measure of arc PQR is equal to how much? This is arc PQR. Angle PSR is equal to 1 half measure arc PQR. PSR is equal to 1 half times arc PQR. Reason is inscribed angle theorem. Measure of angle PSR is 110. It is given is equal to 1 half measure arc PQR. Multiplying both the sides by 2, we get measure of arc PQR is equal to 220. This is PQR. Third sub question is find measure arc QR. This is measure arc QR. Now side PQ is congruent with side RQ. This is side PQ, this is side RQ. Both are congruent. It is given. So arc PQ congruent with arc RQ. This is arc PQ, this is arc RQ. Reason is arc related to congruent chords. Now measure arc PQ plus measure arc QR is equal to measure arc PQR. This is arc PQ plus arc QR is measure arc PQR. Reason is by arc addition property. Measure arc PQ is same as measure arc QR. So measure arc QR plus measure arc QR is equal to 220 degrees. Measure arc QR is equal to measure of PQ. This is the reason. So 2 times measure of QR is 220. So measure arc QR is 220 upon 2 is equal to 110. Here measure of arc QR is 110 degrees. Now the fourth sub question is find out measure of angle PRQ. Here is angle PRQ. Now this angle PRQ is related with arc PQ, and we have seen that arc PQ and arc RQ are congruent with each other, and major degree of arc RQ as well as arc PQ is 110. So angle PRQ is 1 half measure arc PQ. Inscribed angle theorem is equal to 1 half into 110. Measure of arc PQ is 110 is equal to 55 degrees. So measure of angle PRQ is 55 degrees. Now let us go for example 2. Prove that any rectangle is a cyclic quadrilateral. Now here I have drawn the figure of rectangle ABCD. Each angle of this rectangle ABCD is 90 degrees. Measure of angle A is 90. B is also 90, C is 90 as well as D is also 90. Given quadrilateral ABCD is a rectangle. Now here what we have to prove? Quadrilateral ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral. ABCD is cyclic. Let us go for its proof. In rectangle ABCD, measure of angle A is equal to measure of angle B is equal to measure of angle C is equal to measure of angle D is equal to 90. Reason is angles of a rectangle. A is 90, B is 90, C is 90, as well as D is also 90. So measure of angle A plus C is equal to 90 plus 90, 180. Similarly, measure of angle B plus D is equal to 90 plus 90 is equal to 180. This is angle B, this is angle D. So quadrilateral ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral. Reason is by converse of cyclic quadrilateral theorem. In the next example, in the figure, altitude YZ and XT of triangle WXY intersect at P. Prove that quadrilateral WZPT is cyclic. WZPT is cyclic. Now let us go for its proof. In triangle WXY, segment YZ and segment XT are altitudes. This angle is 90, this angle is 90. So segment YZ and segment XT are altitudes. Angle WZP is 90 and angle W2P is also 90. So angle WZP plus angle WTP is equal to 90 plus 90, 180. Means sum of angle WZP plus WTP is 180 degrees. Now in quadrilateral WZPT, sum of 4 angles is 360. Angle W plus angle ZPT plus angle WZP plus angle WTP. Angle W plus angle ZPT plus angle WZP plus angle WTP. Reason is sum of 4 angles of quadrilateral. So angle W plus angle ZPT plus 180 is equal to 360 because sum of these two angles is 180. We have proved it. Now angle W plus angle ZPT is equal to 360 minus 180 is equal to 180 degrees. Therefore, opposite angles of quadrilateral WZPT are supplementary. Therefore, quadrilateral WZPT is cyclic. Reason is by converse of cyclic quadrilateral theorem. Now, second sub question is point X, Z, T, Y are concyclic. X, Z, T, Y. These are the 4 points. Let us start its proof. In quadrilateral X, Z, T, Y, points Z and T are the two distinct points on the same side of the segment XY. This is segment XY. Point Z and T lie on the same side. This is angle XZY and angle XTY. Measure of each angle is 90 and they lie on the same side of segment XY. Angle XZY is equal to angle XTY is 90. Therefore, quadrilateral XZTY is cyclic. XZTY is cyclic. Reason is if a line segment joining 2 points subtends congruent angles at 2 other points lying on the same side of the line containing the segment, then the 4 points lie on the same circle. Here segment XY is shown. Point Z and point T are on the same side of line segment XY. Measure of angle XZY is 90. Measure of angle XTY is 90. Both these angles are congruent. Therefore, quadrilateral XZTY is cyclic. Point XZTY are concyclic, means they lie on one circle. In the next example, in the figure, O is the center. Angle AB is 108 degrees. Measure of arc AA is 95 degrees. Find major arc DC. Now let us go for the solution. Angle ABE is equal to 1/2 measure of arc AE plus measure of arc DC. ABE is equal to arc AE plus arc DC multiplied by half. Now substituting the values, 108 degrees is equal to 1/2 in bracket 95 degrees plus measure arc DC. Multiplying both the sides by 2, 216 degrees is equal to 95 degrees plus major arc DC. Therefore, major arc DC is equal to 216 degrees minus 95 degrees is equal to 121 degrees. Measure of arc DC is 121 degrees. Now let us study theorem of angle between tangent and secant. In the figure, line BC is tangent. It touches the circle at B, and line AB is a secant. It intersects the circle in two distinct points A and B. So angle ABC is equal to 1 half major arc ADB. Next theorem is theorem of internal division of chords. Now in diagram, this is the center. Chord AC and chord D intersect in point B. Point B lies in the interior of the circle. If two chords of a circle intersect in the interior of the circle, then the product of lengths of two segments of one chord is equal to the product of lengths of two segments of the other chord. Now here AB into BC is equal to DB into BE. Now next theorem is theorem of external division of chords. If secants containing chords AB and CD of a circle intersect outside the circle in point E, here secant AB and secant D intersect at point E, AE into BE is equal to CE into DE. Next theorem is tangent secant segment theorem. A secant drawn through external point P intersect the circle at points A and B, and a tangent drawn from the same point P touches the circle at point T, then PA into PB is PT square. So this is the secant. It intersects the circle in point A and B. This is the tangent. It touches the circle at point T. Point P is in the exterior of the circle. So PA into PB is equal to PT square. That is what it says. Let us solve some examples. Example 1. In the figure, ray PQ touches the circle at point Q. This is ray PQ touches the circle at point Q. PQ is 12. PR is 8. So find PS and RS. Let us solve this. PQ square is equal to PR into PS. PQ square is equal to PR into PS. Reason is tangent secant segment theorem. Substituting the values, value of PQ is 12, value of PR is 8. So we get 12 square is equal to 8 into PS. So PS is equal to 12 into 12 upon 8. After simplifying this, we get PS is equal to 18. Now PS is equal to PR plus RS. PS is equal to PR plus RS because point P, R and S are collinear. After substituting their values, we get value of PS is 18, value of PR is 8. So 18 is equal to 8 plus RS. Therefore RS is equal to 18 minus 8. Therefore RS is equal to 10. Now in the second example, from the figure find DN. Now in figure, two chords RS and MN intersect each other internally in point D. Length of segment RD is 15, length of DS is 4, length of segment MD is 8, and we have to find out length of segment DN. Now RD into DS, RD into DS is equal to MD into DN, MD into DN. Reason is by the theorem of internal division of chords. Now substituting the values, value of RD is 15, value of DS is 4, value of MD is 8. So 15 into 4 is equal to 8 into DN. Therefore DN is equal to 15 into 4 divided by 8. That is equal to 60 upon 8. After simplifying, we get is equal to 15 by 2, and after dividing by 2, we get value of dn is equal to 7.5. dn is 7.5. In example 3, two circles intersect each other in point x and y, and line my is the secant. It intersects both these circles in point y and x. Line MP is a tangent to one circle at point P, and line MQ is tangent to another circle at point Q. Now here, complete the following to prove MP is equal to MQ. Proof. Let Mx is the common. This is Mx. It is the common. Empty box is there, so we have to write proper answer in this box. Of both the circles, these are the two circles. PM square is equal to my into mx. Result 1. Similarly, dot 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 is equal to dot 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 into dot dot dot. Number 2. Reason is tangent secant segment theorem. Therefore, dot 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 is equal to qm square. This is qm square. From 1 and 2. This is 1. This is 2. Therefore, PM is equal to QM. This is PM. This is QM. Therefore, segment PM is congruent with segment QM. Now, let us go for its answers. So, line MX is common secant. So, first answer is secant. Similarly, QM square is equal to MY into MX. QM square is MY into MX. Therefore, PM square is QM square. So, these are the three answers respectively. You have to write it down in the fill in the blanks. In example 4, in the figure, segment EF is a diameter. This is segment EF. H is the center. Segment DF is a tangent segment. This is the tangent segment. HE and HF is the radius. Now we have to prove that DE into GE, this is DE, this is GE, is equal to 4R square. Now let us go for the proof. In the figure, segment EF is a diameter. So EF is equal to 2R. Diameter is equal to radius plus radius is equal to 2R. Segment DF is a tangent segment and F is a point of contact. See, segment DF is a tangent segment, F is a point of contact. So angle HFD is 90. 90. Reason is by tangent theorem. Therefore, angle EFD is equal to 90. Same angle. These two angles are same. Only name of the end point is changed. Triangle EFD is a right angle triangle. So DE square is equal to DF square plus EF square. DE square is equal to DF square plus EF square. Reason is by Pythagoras theorem. And DF square is equal to DG into DE. See, this is DF square is equal to DG into DE. Reason is by tangent secant segment theorem. Now substituting the value of df square, that is dg into de, in first statement we get de square is equal to dg into de plus value of ef is 2r square. So de square minus dg into de, after shifting this term on left hand side, we get d square minus dg into d is equal to 2r square is 4r square. De is common, so taking d as a common, in bracket de minus dg is equal to 4r square. Now subtraction of de minus dg, this is de, this is dg, ge is left, so we get de into ge is equal to 4r square. Thus we have proved it.